Okay, so a guy came up to me in the street and he was like, I have a game to show you. So he flipped over the first card, which was this card. He flipped over the second card, which was also this card. He flipped over the third card, which was that card. So he put the that card and he put it on the bottom. And he was like, the point of this game is to keep track of that card. And I was like, well, that's easy, it's on the bottom. And he was like, no, it's this card. And I was confused because he flipped over the top card and that was also this card. And he took out the middle card and now it's also this card. And I was like, well, then you're just using 3 this cards. And I'm like, no, because the bottom card is that card. And the top card is that card. And the middle card is also that card. I mean, that card. And I was like, well, then you're just using 3 that cards. And he was like, no, because the bottom card is this card. The middle card is this card. And the top card is also this card. And I was like, well, then you're cheating somehow. And he said, well, yes, that's true. But before we go, I want to leave you with one last thing. In life, you can get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, not much of the other. Alright, so here's the explanation of the this and that card trick. You're going to want to have the other on the top, so it's going to be other, this, and that, like so. And you're going to start off with a double lift, so you're going to fill out 2 cards, flip it over, showing the this card, which you really have the other card also. So you can flip it over, showing the this card, flip it back over, flip over the second card, showing the this card, and then showing the last card, which is that card. And then you're doing another double lift, putting down, saying that he put down the that card. I saw him do it, but he really holding the that card and the this card, and then so I saw him do it. Or you could do it like this, where you just take the bottom card and do that. That doesn't look very good, because then it looks like you took the bottom card off and put it on top. So I just like to do a double lift and just do it like that. Just do it really quick and put it on the bottom. And then what you say is, and then he said to me, the point of this game is to keep track of that card, and then you would say, well, that's easy, it's just on the bottom. And then he said, no, that's this card. And then you need to pull off the top card, but that's the other card. So what you need to do is you need to push this down. Actually, I'll use these cards. Actually, no, it's not. What you do is you just push this down, push the middle card up, and then push this back. And then you're taking the bottom card, which is this card, and you're taking the top card. So you're showing it as one, like that. And you say the top card's also this card. And then, but the top card's really other. And then you say the middle card's also this card. And then the guy watching would say, well, that's easy, you're using 3 of these cards. And then you would say, well, that's impossible, because the bottom card's that card. And then again, you just do the same move, the slide move, so in the top card's that card. And the middle card is also a that card. And then you would say, well, that's easy, then you're using 3 that cards. And you're like, no, because the bottom card's this card, the middle card is this card, and the top card is this card. And all I'm doing there is taking off the top card. I show the bottom card saying that's this card. I'm taking off the top card, which is that card, like that. And then I'm taking off, and I show them. Then I take off the other one, which is actually other, and I show them this card. And you put that back on top. So that's basically what you're doing there. So again, I can run through it really quick. You show this card, you pull it off, you show this card, you pull it off, then you show this card again. And then now it's really just a finale now, and then you say, well, I know you're cheating somehow. And then the other guy said, well, yes, that's true, I am. But before we go, I want to leave you with one last thing. In life, you need a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but not much of the other. And the other just comes out of nowhere. Because they think you have 2 this cards, because from the beginning, that's what they think you have. So when you show the other, it's just awesome. Because when at the beginning of the trick, you're just like, here I have this card, here I have another this card, here I have that card. And so when you do that right there, it confuses them because they think you only have 2 this cards and 1 that card.